going on, everybody? Happy Sunday again, and it's Mike. I'm back. Another gun of the week, and this one's going to be not as special as a duty edition, but close. It's going to be really special. It's going to be really expensive edition. This is the all expensive edition of gun of the week. So today's gun of the week, without further ado, Staccato XC. Ooh, Staccato. Yeah, all right. So starting to get into a little bit of money here with these 2011s. And yes, I can say 2011 for the Staccato because it is in fact a 2011. Just for those of you who don't know, Staccato has coined the term 2011, and essentially what that means is a steel frame with a removable, interchangeable grip module, so to speak. And that's kind of, like I said, that's from Staccato. They coined it. That's what they call a true 2011. Everything else could be considered a double stack 1911 or a wide bodied 1911, but this is a 2011. There is a 2311. That's the Oracle. It's a 2311. Takes sig mags. Pretty crazy, but anyway, hopefully one day I'll get one of those on the channel. But for today, let's talk about the Staccato. Empty mag, empty chamber, everyone's safe, nobody worried. All right, so let's start off with some of the features and functions it has. This is not a build. I didn't build it, so you know, I can't tell you about all the ins and outs of it, but I can tell you as much as I can. And first and foremost, it is a full 5-inch gun, full dust cover. Jeez, full. I keep saying full a lot. A full length dust cover, a full 5-inch flush with an integral or island compensator. So what does that mean? That means that the front of the muzzle stays in place, and it is a large chunk compensated port that allows for the additional weight to stay up at the front of the muzzle, as well as a giant gaping compensator to allow the gases to escape upward. What does that mean? Just like any other compensator, but plus some additional weight up at the front. That means that this weapon is extremely good at mitigating recoil. Yeah, there's not much else I can say about it. This shoots super flat. Yeah, Jesse, I know you love your Staccatos, I know. And this is the mag daddy of the Staccatos right now. It's the most expensive one that they make. They MSRP around $42.99, so $4,300. It is polymer frame, polymer grip module, steel frame, and a full steel slide with an island compensator. So as the slide reciprocates back and forth, that large island mass stays put, and again, really does help mitigate recoil. Shoots super flat. It has these deep lightning cuts in it, or not lightning cuts, excuse me, grip serrations. They are extremely grippy. They grab in your hand and make it very easy to manipulate the slide. So that's good on that. It goes all the way through down into the barrel. You can actually see the barrel through the cut, so that's pretty cool. Front sight, again, is mounted onto the island port, so that does not move or reciprocate back and forth. If you were using iron sights, this would be a pleasure to shoot, but since iron sights are old and we have a dot, who cares? Moving back, Holosun 507 competition, red dot, gotta love it. 2 MOA, it has 3 or 4 different reticles. It's a great sight. For the money, for the size of the window, you're not going to beat it. So it's pretty. That's why you see them on a lot of my guns. This does have a mounting plate. The XC and Staccato have finally started shipping their firearms with mounting plates. So that's really nice. Back in the day, I don't think that they did, and they had to buy it separately, and it was a whole other expense, and it was a real pain. But now they ship with a mounting plate for the RMR footprint. So this does have backup sights. You can see blacked out rear serrated. These are Dawson Precision. They are made out of Texas. I believe that Staccato owns Dawson, or Dawson owns Staccato, one of the two. And they basically make all the parts for it, so it's pretty fantastic. Another pretty cool and unique feature that Staccato's has that they came out with is they have a toolless guide rod. For those of you who know anything about 2011s, in order to disassemble the firearm and take the guide rod out and the guide rod spring and all that stuff, you have to get a paper clip or get something to wedge into the hole that they have to hold the spring back so you can remove it when you disassemble the slide from the frame. But Staccato has made a toolless guide rod, which makes it extremely easy to take the gun apart, clean, put back together, all that good stuff. You don't need additional tools to help you do that. So I think that's a really, really good thing. And they fit, if I'm not mistaken, most any 2011. So you can take these toolless guide rods for any 19 or 2011 that you may have or already own and throw it in there and it should fit just fine. So that's pretty cool. And you can always adjust the spring rates and all that good stuff. The spring poundage on the Staccato XC comes from the factory with an 8-pound guide rod spring, which is very, very light. Light springs are good. They help with recoil. Sometimes when they get dirty and sluggish, or they start to get sluggish because of dirt and heat and friction, they do sometimes fail to go back into battery or failure to extract. So you need a super solid grip and good high-powered ammunition to function and cycle this weapon reliably. I have found that out. I was using some, what are they, the 147 Super Veil competition loads, and I did have some issues with this, with feeding and stuff like that. And I think I only shot maybe 200 rounds out of it, maybe. And I did have some failure to feeds and failure to go back into battery. But I have since cleaned it, and it runs fine now, so whatever. The trigger's great. It is kind of elementary. It is a polymer trigger. It's very simplistic in a lot of ways, but it is a solid 2.5-pound trigger. I did put it on the trigger gauge. I don't know if you can see it, but it's at 0. Right at 2.5 pounds. I mean, like right on the nose. 2.5 pounds. It does say that from the factory that it comes with a 2.5-pound trigger, and it really does. It is. And the reset on it is right there. The creep is not there, and it go ahead and break, and it breaks again. So the trigger on the Staccato is awesome. Really, 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 really nice. I know that the P models and some of the other models that are geared more towards duty and stuff like that, they're more around the 4.5-pound trigger, which I think is good. But for a competition-centric style pistol, higher-end pistol, 2.5-pound trigger is great. It does have a very, very nice, I believe it's specific to the XC. It might not be. I'd have to double check on their website. But the polymer grip module, it's very nice. It is grippy. It is contoured to the hand. It feels really nice. It's comfortable to shoot. But I'll be honest with you, and this is just me. This is not a knock on Staccato or the 2011s in general or whatnot. But I'm gonna pay almost $5,000 for a firearm, I want steel frame. That's me. I don't know. I 5 G's for polymer or plastic. Man, that's a hard pill to swallow for me. But that's a completely personal thing. It does not affect the gun in any way. It shoots great. It disassembles easy for maintenance. You can swap this grip out for a Chile steel grip or another manufacturer, an Atlas grip module you can throw on here and make it steel, so you can do that. Some people do really like the polymer. Nothing against them. And if that's what they like, that's what they like. I mean, I've shot Glock my whole life. I should probably like a polymer frame. But for those of you that know me, I'm starting to get really, really, really a little bit bougie with my 2011s. So one of my first 2011 purchases that I bought, or double stack 1911 purchases, was the Stealth Arms Platypus. This is a double stack 1911 that takes Glock magazines, but it is an aluminum frame, so it's solid. Actually, I believe, yeah, this one has a Dawson Precision Toolless guide rod in there. Yeah, I know, I'm getting a little bit bougie with my 2011s. I know, Jesse, but whatever. These aren't bad. These, this one, especially back in the day, I got this one for under $2 grand. So I think I've actually maybe even paid $1,500 for it. I got the bull barrel on it, and I had it completely custom done to the way I liked it. That's really nice. But then I started taking it a step further in my competition journey, and I got into the Masterpiece arms, which are still cheaper than this, but they are all steel frame. They are completely competition centric, at least for the LOCs, the limited optic competition models. They do make the Defender series models, which are aluminum frame, lighter weight. They have Commander models and shorter frame and all that good stuff. But for their competition guns, the all steel frame is the way to go. I like that extra weight, but you've seen this one before. Might not have seen that one before because it's new, but I won't go there just yet. I'll do a separate video on that, but let's just say I'm broke. But anyway, I'll cry in my safe later. Back to the Staccato. It does come with a magwell. It is functional. It works great. This is the 20-round magazine. They do come with 17-round magazines from the factory if you buy it off the website. But if you're in law enforcement, or I believe military gets it too, you can get the Hero package, and that comes with 6 magazines. And I believe either all 6 or 2 of the 6 are the 20-round magazines, which is great. So they do sit slightly extended out the bottom, but 20 rounds plus 1 in this weapon, that's a formidable opponent right there. I don't want to mess with them. It does have a grip safety. This is, I would say it's a personal preference in a lot of ways. I don't like grip safeties. Again, my competition models do not have them. It does have an ambidextrous external safety. Should probably cock the hammer. Very tactile, not easy to turn on, which is a good thing when you're shooting. But yeah, they work. So I like mine pinned. That's just me. If I own this pistol, because this one's not mine, this is a buddy's. If I did own it, I would change it to a Chile steel grip or aluminum grip, and I would have this pinned. That's just me. But other than that, yeah, it's got the full-length dust cover. You can put any light you want on it, usually an X300. If you're going to spend this type of money on this gun, spend the money for the X300, the Surefire. But yeah, that's it. If you take a look at this on YouTube, I'm going to splice in some slow-mo footage of me shooting this, and you can see the comp actually working really, really well. You see the flame and the fireball coming out the top, and you can just see the slide reciprocating straight back and straight forward. Very soft shooting, low recoil pistol. I definitely dig it. But like I said, if I'm going to pay this type of money, these steel frames, big, heavy, bad boys they're hard to beat. Just buttery, buttery smooth. But it's not about this. It's about the Staccato. I'm sorry. Stop it. All right. Well, other than that, like I said, I'll splice in some of that footage into the video on YouTube. If you want to see it on here, just let me know. I'll send it to you, or I'll make a separate post about it and put it in on Instagram. But for those of you interested, on April 25th, I do have a pistol drills and skills over at Gun World. We're going to basically work on, like I said, it's going to be I'm training, and I want you to come train with me. Throw me some money for the range. You can sign up on my website, and I'm just going to run you guys through some drills that work on specific skills that allow you to get better, whether it's going to be increasing your split times, increasing your draw times, being able to manage recoil better, your follow-up shots, learning how to reload quickly on the move, all that good stuff. So please come join me. Check it out on my website, www.oneshotdefense.us. You can sign up on there. And just show up. I'm going to probably alternate months. It's going to be pistol, rifle, pistol, rifle. I know I talk a lot about pistols. I still do shoot rifles all the time for the SWAT team and all that good stuff. I'm shooting rifles constantly. So I still do keep up on that very well. But, you know, I have really honed in on the pistol shooting aspect, because in competition stuff, that's obviously what it is. I don't want to get into 3-gun competitions or anything, because I really don't have that type of money. But other than that, I appreciate you guys joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions, put in the comments below. If you want to see another gun either shown or reviewed on here for Gun of the Week, let me know. If you have a gun that you want me to feature on Gun of the Week, shoot me a message, let me know. I'd be happy to do it. The only caveat is I get to shoot it. Other than that, you guys have a great night, and I'll see you next week.